Now, the first thing that you can do at the beginning of each hour of the night, and again, we're going to have 3 regular night hours, and then we're going to have a special dawn hour, which will behave a little bit differently. But the first thing you get to do is play cards that have the night symbol and have either this little moon or this little cross. And because this is the first night, you can even see here it's on the clock. It shows that little moon symbol. This is the only time during the night that you're going to get to play these cards that have that moon. We have one there as well. And with that in mind, I do want to play this traps card. This is the only chance we have to play this, and we're going to do it. That little red symbol there means that this is a one-time use. So we're going to use it and then discard the card. This says, place this card on a cave. Skip infected entrance in this cave for the night. That means for the entire night, whichever cave we put this on, we're not going to spawn any infected. And I'm going to put it on this cave here with this boss. This means as we're firing through this lane, cave means lane, we're going to get to just focus on that boss and we're not going to have to worry about any infected. That's going to be very valuable. I think for now, I'm going to not play that card right there. And in fact, I don't think I'm going to play any of the other cards that we have right now. On second thought, no. I think I will play this card as well. Fresh meat. We have the cross, so we can play it at the beginning. We could play this at the beginning of any of the night hours. But I'm going to go ahead and play it right now because this says for 1 hour, so that means just for this hour, we'll have 1 less infected spawn in each of these rings. And I think that's going to be helpful for us. So we'll go ahead and do that. And now we're actually at the infected spawning time. So normally we would spawn 3 infected from the abyss bag into each of these locations. These sort of ring 3 locations, all 8 of them. Because of fresh meat, we're only going to spawn 2 in each one. And because of our trap, we're not going to spawn any right there. So let's see what happens. We're going to start in the north 1 and then just go around. So 1, 2. Oh, and look at that. Wow. Right off the bat. So right here, we've spawned both a survivor and a paranoia cube. So when you spawn a survivor, they stay there in this ring 3. They're not going to move. If at the end of the night, there are no infected in this cave, then we'll be able to save that survivor. We'll get to add it to our storage box, and then they will help us in the future. So we want to be able to end the night without anybody in that cave. Now, when you draw a paranoia cube, that has to be assigned to one of our characters. Now, normally it would have to be assigned to someone who was in that area. So in this case, normally it would have to be assigned to our commando. But because of our captain's cocked hat, he can assign it to any character that he wants. The paranoia cube is going to force whichever character has it to only take 1 action during the night. And honestly, I think we're going to give the paranoia to the medic. On second thought, no, we're going to give it to the captain. We're going to continue on. Okay, 2 greens. That's this regular guy. He does 1 damage, has 1 health, and moves 1. We're skipping that area because of the trap. Oh, we got another survivor here. Ooh, the gray is bad. That's the Goliath. He's extra tough. The purple is extra scary. Okay. So there we go. That was the fresh meat. Again, normally you would have 3 cubes. Now everyone is going to move. And normally, all of these guys would move 1, except for the white cubes, which has 2 movement. But because of him, that boss, they're all going to move 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. The survivor stays there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, this boss has 0 movement, so he stays right there. And the Tortured, this doesn't affect the boss. So the boss has 1 movement, so he moves there. There we go. Now the characters get to take their actions. Each of the characters has night abilities, and unlike the day abilities, you don't actually have to spend an action to do them. They just have them. And the captain's ability happens right away. He has these 3 tokens, and he can assign them to an area and let those characters perform that action immediately. This one is to remove a stress and a paranoia cube. This one is for each character to take a fire action, essentially to attack the infected. And this one is to either do a move or a melee action. And I think he wants to play this one. And he wants to play it right here because he wants to give our heavy weapons guy a chance to move over into this region here. Because we definitely want this guy attacking the boss. And now the captain can take an action. The actions that you can take are either to move into a different position. You can fire, which means you can attack these different infected. You can do an assault, which is what you do if there is one of these infected into the barricade space. I'll explain that in a bit. And then if we had any survivors that we had saved previously, we could do something with them. But right now we don't have any survivors in our storage. We haven't saved any yet. The captain, who is right here, I know it's hard to see from overhead, but this is our captain right here. He's going to go ahead and take a fire action. We can consult our gun here and we can look and see. The captain is able to hit 1 target, going to hit it for 1 damage, and it has to be at range 1. 1 away, so adjacent to. Basically in ring number 1. But he also has explosive damage, which means that he's going to do 1 damage to everyone in whichever space that they're in. So if he were to fire into this area, he would actually hit both of these for 1 damage because of the explosive ammo. Now the problem is, this Goliath, he takes 2 hits. All these other guys only need 1. The Goliath takes 2, and so wouldn't be defeated. I think he's just going to fire into here and remove this basic character. When you destroy infected in this game, you don't just remove it, you actually have to drop it onto this, the pile of corpses. And this is a little bit of a dexterity element. You can drop it from any distance, so it's not like I have to drop it from up here. I can be as close as I want, I just can't touch any other cube that might be there or the cardboard itself. So there we go. If anytime we drop one and any of these fall off of the pile of corpse cardboard token there, then we're going to take some stress and they're going to come back onto the board. Now, normally the captain would have a chance to take a stress in order to do a second action. But because of the paranoia, can't do it, and so their turn is done. So we can move over to our heavy weapons guy. Now here he is right here, and he is going to fire at this boss. Now this guy's great because look at that. He can do 3 targets, 1 damage, and at a distance of up to 3. And my understanding is that you can target the same person 3 times. So he's going to hit this boss 3 times for 1 damage each, so a total of 3 damage. And that is going to go onto the boss card. Unlike the Goliath, you have to kill the Goliath all in one go. The Goliath doesn't take damage, but the bosses, you record their wounds and it stays on them. And now he's going to take a stress in order to take a second action and do the same thing again. That's going to be 3 more damage onto this boss. And that's why I wanted to use the captain's move marker there to get him there so he could take these 2 actions, get 6 damage on that boss. We only need to do 4 more damage to defeat it. Okay, it's the Commandos' turn. Commandos right here. Oh, I forgot. The heavy weapons specialist has a night ability that doesn't come into play unless there are infected in these barricade spaces. So until that happens, we won't worry about the heavy weapons expert night ability. The commando, on the other hand, they get a free move, which can be really handy. I think they want to take their move action right away. They're now going to attack, and they're going to attack right here. Now you can see on their gun, they can target 2 different infected. They do 1 damage each, and it could be up to 2 away. So they're going to target both of these. They each only have 1 health, so they each get destroyed. And now we have to drop it onto the pile of corpses. There we go. The commando's now going to take a stress to do that again. And they're going to target these 2. 1 damage each. They're both gone. There we go. On to our engineer. So our engineer's night ability is they get to place a barricade token in one of the spaces where, you know, in the quadrant where they are. Now, at the moment, we're all barricaded up there. He can target 1 infected, but it's going to do explosive damage. So it's going to do 1 damage to everyone in that area. And it could be up to 3 away. So I think rather than targeting the boss, he's going to come in here and he's going to target these 2. The 1 damage is going to splash over and affect both of them. Now, if he took a stress, he could put another damage on the boss, but I don't think we need to worry about that. Okay, we're going to move on. Sniper. Her night ability is sort of like a special ability, which basically means that she can ignore a pretty important rule here that I haven't talked about yet, which is when you target one of these lanes, you have to attack the infected or the boss that is closest to you. You can't shoot past units to hit units that are behind them, except for the sniper. The sniper can ignore that rule, so the sniper can ignore these infected and just shoot the boss. Also, the sniper gets to ignore this building, which is basically you can only attack things that are on this space, and you can't attack anything behind it. The sniper gets to ignore that rule, which is why I put her here in the first place. So she's going to take a shot. She can attack 1 target, but does 2 damage to that target, and it can be up to 3 away. So I think she's just going to attack this boss and do 2 damage. And now she has a choice. She could either attack the boss again and kill it. Right? She's going to have to take a stress to act again. Or she could attack this Goliath because she does 2 damage and that would kill the Goliath. The problem is then this boss would still be here and everything would move 2 at the start of the next night hour. So I think she really wants to get rid of this boss. So she's going to attack the boss again, kill it. It comes off the board. The card goes away. And you get a little special reward for killing the boss. You can either recover 2 stress and remove paranoia from a character of your choice, or you can draw an item card for a random character. Now, honestly, removing 2 stress and removing that paranoia from the captain seems like a really good idea. And yeah, I think that's maybe well worth it. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna remove this paranoia, heal 2 stress. There we go. Now the captain's in much better shape. And now we move on to our medic. The medic's night ability is that at the end of his activation, he's going to get to heal 1 stress from a character of his choice. And then he could also remove a paranoia at the same time doing that. He can only do that for a character that's in the same quadrant as him. At the moment, he is kind of useless because his gun only can target 1 thing that's 1 away and he does 1 damage. Not super helpful where he is. So instead, he's going to use his action to move. And he's going to move up here. He's then going to take a stress to fire. And because of this jerry can, he can actually remove 1 of these barricades in order to do explosive damage and kill both of them. There we go. Pile of corpses. I'm already doing a really bad job on that pile of corpses. This is going to be bad going forward. Now, the problem with moving him there is that there's nobody else but himself to heal, so he's just going to heal that one stress from himself. And there we go. That's the end of that night hour. At this point, all infected and bosses that are in Ring 1 attack. And at the moment, all we have is these two right here. They would hit our characters, but instead we have these barricades up. So instead, they're going to attack the barricade. Boom, boom. They take out 2 of our barricades there. And that's it. This boss doesn't attack because it's in Ring 2, not in Ring 1. And there we go. We just move the marker now to Night 2. And once again, we have a chance to play night cards that have that little cross symbol on it. We can no longer play this one because we could only play that on the first night. We could play our TNT. Not really interested in that. So we're not going to play any cards. We're just going to skip that. And now the infected arrive. And this time there's going to be 3 in each region. So again, starting from North 1, North 2. The trap's still in place. Now that we remove that boss, everything's going to move 1 except for these white doggies. They're going to move 2. Oh no, we got another Paranoia Cube. That is frustrating, isn't it? I think we're going to give that, again, because of this cocked hat, we can give it to whoever we want. I think we're going to give that to our medic. Wow, a lot of purple coming out. We're going to want to be careful of them. Another Paranoia Cube. Oh, wow. Well, who is the most useless? I think we'll give it to the sniper, actually. But I'm not happy about it. And lastly... Okay. No more Paranoia, at least. Whew. Oh, and now that I think about it, this Paranoia Cube that we removed should go here. That's going to go back in the bag at the end of the night. And now we do movement. So we want to start here in Ring 1. And these would move in. But because we have a barricade here, they're not going to move. If all 3 of these barricades were gone, then these would move into these barricade spots. And when they're there, we can no longer attack them with our guns. We actually have to do a melee attack, an assault attack, which is different. So luckily for us, we do have at least 1 barricade there, so they're going to stay away. They're just going to stay where they are. We'll then go to Ring 2. This boss moves 1 closer. We definitely want to take care of it because at the end of our activations, it's going to attack, and right now it's going to attack for 6 stress, which would be devastating. So we're going to take care of that boss for sure. And now everything else moves in. Like I said, the doggos move 2, but everything else is going to move 1. Ooh, so we got 2 here. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. Okay. Now what I just said about those barricades don't apply to this lane right here because of this obstacle. What that obstacle means is that they're going to move into any empty barricade spots. It doesn't have to be all clear. That's what that obstacle does. But right now we don't have to worry about that because we have all 3 of our barricades there. Okay, action time. And remember, our captain has these captain tokens. And I'm tempted to use the fire action here just so we can take care of that thing. Yep, I think that's what we're doing. So our heavy, going to do 3 damage to the boss. And our engineer is going to do 1. That's the 4 damage that we need to take it out. Boom. And the tortured is gone. Now again, we get that benefit. Yeah, and I say let's do it. Let's remove that paranoia and get 2 stress reduction for our sniper. We could have taken a card, but I think this is better. So that was our captain's commander ability there. He can now take an action think he's just going to do something very simple here. He's just going to attack this and get rid of it. And he's not going to bother to stress himself. I think he's just going to take it easy and just stay there. Our heavy now, he could target 3 up to 3 away. He could just take care of all 3 of those things if he wanted. He could just target 1, 2, 3 and get rid of them. Feels a bit unnecessary. I think instead he's going to move. He's going to move over here. And then he's going to take a stress to fire. And he'll just target 1, 2, 3. Done. And we have to drop these. Okay. Our commando can attack 2 targets, 1 damage, up to 2 away. So, boom, take out both of those. Put these over on this side. He then has his free move that he can do. So he's going to move over here. He's kind of stressed out, but it's okay. He's going to take another stress to attack again. And he's actually going to lay both of them onto this Goliath. So 2 targets on the Goliath for 1 each. That's going to be the 2 damage needed to get rid of the Goliath. There we go. Our engineer. Engineer has explosive damage. Just going to fire into here and take care of both of those. Nice and simple. His knight ability would let him build a barricade, but all those barricades are taken care of. He could move, I suppose, but nah, let's just keep him like that. That's fine. I want the sniper to just take out this Goliath. She does 2 damage. Nice and simple. Ooh, that was a little closer than it should have been. And you know what? She could just attack one of these other things. Why not? She'll take a stress to just take out one of these purple guys. Again, she can shoot past that building. I think there's a little space here that hopefully won't knock everything out. Whew, okay, good. And now the medic, he's right here. Not much he can do other than just attack this one, kill it. I want to set it off to the side here, but I'm afraid it'll fall. Yep, there we go. So that fell. So that means he takes a stress and it gets put back in. And you can sort of decide which one of these it goes into. I'm just going to put it right there. So it's going to be back for the next round, but that's okay. Then at the end, he can heal. I think he's going to heal himself so he can get rid of this paranoia and heal 1. There we go. Any infected in ring 1 would attack, but we've taken care of them all. So there we go. We get to move on to the 3rd round. I'm still not interested in playing any cards, I don't believe. So we're just going to go straight into spawning. That trap was very nice. Now, we do want to worry about these survivors. We want to try to save them if we can. Oh no, that's a lot of dogs. Whoops, okay. And now movement. So we want to start in ring 2. They're all moving 1 in. And then we go to ring 3. This one's moving 2. Everything else moves 1. So as you can see, it's starting to get a little bit more scary around here. And now it's time for actions. Captain has this last token. Our commando's the one who needs it the most. But if you put it like over here, we could heal 2. Well, that's okay. Here, we'll put it here so that our commando can heal 1. Now, the captain's actually really good in this situation because, again, explosive ammo. So he's going to take a fire action into this area, hit one target, but he's going to hit all the targets there for 1 damage, eliminating all of them. And now we're getting into a situation where the corpse pile is getting to be a little bit scarier. I think we're going to go to level 2 here. Whew, okay. Barely didn't drop anything off there. That is good. Now he's going to take a stress and fire into here. Once again, killing both of those things. Oh boy. Whoa, okay. That was also close. This is bad. But we're safe. Everything's fine. Moving on. Heavy hitter. Here he is right here. Yeah, it's time to just lay waste. 3 targets, 1 damage each. Boom. All of those are gone. Sweaty fingers are not good for this. Oh, okay. And then, yep, stress, do it again. 1, 2, and then because these are gone, 3, he can do that. So you are able to do them in order, as far as I understand. So he was able to take out all 3 of those, and he has to drop them together. You don't get to drop them one at a time, which would make it a lot easier. So, oh boy, I have a bad feeling about this one. Oh, and there you go. So these 2 fell off. He's going to just take 1 stress. It doesn't matter how many fall off. You just take 1 stress, but then they get placed back in the area, and you get to place them. So we're going to just put them... we'll spread it out. It doesn't really matter too much. Okay. So the corpse pile is becoming an issue. Now, we do have this card here. The hydrochloric acid says, put all infected from the pile of corpses back into the abyss. We could play that, and you can see here it doesn't have a cross on it. So you can play that at any time during the night. I could play it right now if I wanted to. It is a 1 use, so it would go away. My hope was to save that for day 2 or maybe even day 3. So I'm not going to use that now, even though the pile of corpses is probably going to be spitting out a lot of things. Okay, we have our commando here. He can target 2 things, and because of the jerry can, we can destroy a barrier to make it an explosive damage. He's going to destroy one of the barricades. We're just going to do both in here. So we're just going to take that out. So it's just going to be these 3. Oh, there's no way this stays. Maybe we go up on top and just hope to keep it up on top here. That was very close. Wow, got away with it. Okay, very good. And now he's going to take a stress to do 2 targeted attacks on the Goliath and kill it. We want to clear this off so that this survivor survives. And with this one, oh man, I want to put it somewhere where it's going to be safe. Maybe up here. Oh no! Oh, I'm bad at this part of the game. Okay, he's going to take a stress. Only 1 fell out. And we can put it here. We don't have to put it in this cave. We can put it in either one. We're going to put it over there. Okay. Well, that could have been better. The engineer. What are you doing? I mean, he's got explosive damage. Let's just boom. Let's just get these guys. And, oh boy. No! It fell. Oh, the pile of corpses. I think he's done. I think he's done. Okay, sniper. Sniper's going to attack the Goliath. Okay, there's a spot right here. Yes. And then is going to take a stress to attack that. Oh, and I forgot. This guy only has range 1. He can't attack that. Yeah, well, that survivor isn't going to make it. Ooh, good. But this survivor will, so that's good. And now it's the medic. Yeah, why not? The medic's going to come here, is going to use a jerry can to destroy all of those. And now there's no way I'm getting these on without some stress. There's just no way. Very bad at this part. Okay, it's possible. It's possible this will work. No, not even close. So there we go. Some stress. Put those right there. Okay, he's done. And his special ability, he can actually heal the commando for 1 because they're in the same area. Okay, we managed to keep everything out of ring 1, so that's good. Nothing is attacking. And now we move to the dawn. And the dawn phase works a little bit differently. During the dawn phase, we decide which direction we want to escape. Right? The sun's about to come up and we are just getting out of here. Whichever direction we choose, that is the direction that we have to have our first move be when we do our group movement here on the Venetia board. We want to go west from location 6, where we are now, to location 8. So we're going to be heading out here. We're going to be heading west. And in fact, we can put this little compass token there to remind us that that's the direction we're leaving. At this point, we're taking off, and so we have to fight any of the remaining infected or bosses that are in this quadrant. But to do so, we have to do assault actions rather than using our guns. Now, you didn't see assault actions because none of the infected ever made it into these barricade spaces. But if they were in those spaces, you can no longer shoot them. You have to use your assault value, which is shown right here in the lower right-hand corner of the character cards. Everyone either has 1 strength or 2. Now, for these assault actions, we can assault any infected. So the captain's going to go ahead and just attack this purple, and we still have to drop it onto the corpse pile. This is the sad part. Now, it seems to me that I could just set this right here, and it shouldn't be a problem. Ooh, okay. I'm not sure how well the camera is capturing that, but I'm not sure what to do about that. Okay, we got away with it. We got away with it. It was fine. So now we just have this 1 left. Now, if corpses fall off of this pile, they're going to come right back in here. We're going to have to face them. So, we really just don't want anything to fall off. Okay, this shouldn't be a problem. This really shouldn't be a problem right here. There's a nice little spot right there. I was using my left hand there, which was probably a bad idea. But once again, we got away with it. Okay, boom. Great. So now the pathway is clear, so we all escape and we're good. If after everyone had taken an assault action, there were any infected remaining, they would have hit us. We would have taken the damage, and we wouldn't have been able to use barricades to protect ourselves because we are fleeing, right? It makes thematic sense. Okay, now that that's done, we get to clear all of these barricades and put them into our storage. We have them now for the next turn. The next time night comes around, we'll have all of these already available. So that is a good thing. That's why we don't want them to get destroyed. Can also give the captain back his tokens. Discard the trap. We can get rid of the obstacles and the fortifications. Oh, and here we go. This survivor, there's nothing in the area here, so they got to run away and escape with us, and we put them in our storage area. This survivor, however, did not, because there was an infected, so it just goes back in the supply. All the infected that remain We'll go back into the Abyss bag, along with this Paranoia. Also, all the corpses on the corpse pile would also go back. If there are any bosses that we hadn't have defeated, they would stay out there with their wounds for the next night. They're going to follow us. We move our marker here down to the next day. And we move our time marker to the sunrise. And then we're going to do the sunrise all over again. We're going to take the Nightmare deck. We're going to shuffle it. We're then going to put a Foundering token on a random spot. In this case, location 8. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's exactly where we're going. That is a bit of bad luck. You then have a event, Torpor of the Leviathan. Choose one Foundering token and remove it from the map. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. Never mind. It's all good. And then we get to do our group movement. And like I said, because we escaped in the west, we have to have our first movement be in that direction. I think we want to move into this flooded area. That's going to cost 1 as well. Oh, that's right. We cannot spend the night in a sunken location. Okay, so because of that, I think we're staying in location 8 here, and we're going to get 3-day actions.